What is up, everybody? Ninja Nick here with Tactical Gaming, bringing you guys an interesting video. In this one, I'm going to be talking about how to be a good duelist, and depending on the duelist you're playing and all that. I'm basically going to help you people with like strategies, understanding angles, stuff like that. Okay, and understanding that this is a team-based game. Okay, so this is specifically going to be directed towards DPS players, because for some reason, you DPS players, and I mean you people who strictly only play DPS, you don't play any other role but DPS. Okay, which, I mean, I don't blame y'all. Like, you guys got a wide selection of characters to choose from. But the thing you see constantly with DPS players is, I'm the main character, I'm the damage outputter, I'll do what I want. This is a team-based game. Okay? This isn't Call of Duty. This isn't Fortnite. This isn't Black Ops or Medal of Honor or God knows whatever first or third person shooter there is. This is a team-based game. So it doesn't matter how good you do as an individual on your team if you aren't helping your team. Okay? So, case in point, if there is 3 DPSs on your team, right, which generally is a normal thing, right? It really is. If you have 3 DPSs, 2 healers, and 1 tank, all 3 of you DPSs should not be going out on your own to try to peel and go after the enemy team, because you're going to die. If you have no healers with you, you're going to die. And then at the same time, your tank, especially if it's a solo tank, cannot push if there's no DPSs there to help with damage output when they're shielding and pushing. Okay? So, do understand the role and character you're playing as, and understand this game does derive on strategy, and not just, I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna play a Psylocke, or I'm gonna play a Phoenix, or a Moon Knight, or, you know, a Cyclops, or somebody, and I'm gonna just go get elimination after elimination after elimination and not help my team. Okay? One of my favorite people to play as, which, I mean, hey, I'm a flex player. I play every role. I was mainly forced into playing tank and main tank. I mean, like, my most, like, lorded characters are tanks, because DPS players were hard lock DPS, and it will be 3 or 4 DPSs. Okay? That's bad. That's really bad. Now, granted, can you win with 2 tanks and 4 DPSs? Yes, I've been on teams where I've won like that. I've been on teams where I've lost like that too, against a normal stack team of 2 tanks, 2 DPSs, and 2 healers. Okay? And the funny thing is, the reason why you lose is because generally you might have 1 or more people on your team who have that main character syndrome and go, I can do whatever I want because I'm a DPS, or I'm this, or I'm that. No. This game is a capture and push style game, not, oh, I'm going to get 50 eliminate. You can get 50 or 60 eliminations on your team and still freaking lose, okay? I've been on teams where I was the best DPS on my team, but because my tanks weren't tanking and my healers weren't healing, guess what? We lost. Does not matter how great your individual score is if you don't win. Now, granted, winning isn't everything, and you shouldn't be a dick to your teammates because you didn't win, but at the same time, if you care about winning and getting farther in the game and actually getting good at the game, you gotta understand that your job, depending on what you are in the game, is to do that job. So if you're a DPS, now granted, I'm not saying if you're a dive character not to dive, right? But once again, if there's 2 or 3, specifically 3 or more DPSs, there should be some of those DPSs with the team to help push. Okay? So, I'll use this as an example. If you have 2 tanks, 2 DPSs, and 2 healers, right? Let's say one of those healers is a dive style healer, meaning they are pretty relatively mobile. Like, I'll use White Fox as an example. A White Fox and, let's say, a Daredevil or a Cyclops team up, and they go to the enemy backline and they start wiping out their healers. good because that's a strategy. But if you have someone like a Cyclops or a Hela or a Hawkeye, well, Hawkeye, if you're a good Hawkeye player, it's kind of different, especially if you're good at headshots. But if you are diving and you're solo diving and you have no one to heal you, do note angles matter. You're going to keep getting eliminations. And I'm not saying like you're going to keep getting eliminated if you do not play your angles as a DPS. That's for magic players, Iron Fist, Human Torch. It doesn't matter. Understand angles, what to hide behind, where to hide, all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, your goal shouldn't be, oh, I'm a DPS, so I'm going to go to the back line and I'm just going to like annihilate them and we're going to win. If all your DPSs go to the back line and keep getting eliminated by the enemy team because the enemy team's healers or DPSs are on it, because they understand that you need to keep somebody near the healers to help keep the healers alive. Because if you have two healers, one of those healers needs to heal the other healer who's also keeping the heals on the team, whether that healer is healing their tanks, their DPSs, or vice versa. Because the thing is, as a healer, especially if you have two healers, your job is to keep each other alive. Because if the healer's gone, the DPSs are going to go, and the tanks are going to go. It's usually always the tank first, because the tank is the one in the front absorbing the damage. Okay? So if you're solo tanking, or you have someone on your team that's a solo tank, and no one's willing to switch to help support the tank so there could be at least a dive tank, you aren't going to win unless you have a decent strategy and good teamwork. Okay? Like I said, it does not matter your damage output, doesn't matter the amount of eliminations you got if you're not working with your team. Okay? And understanding your type of character, whether you're a brawler type, a range type, a specific type of like critical hits, like these two are critical hit types, meaning they do double or triple the damage when you land a headshot with a critical hit. Okay? And then range, brawler, he's range / technical brawler, range, brawler, range. Like, understanding what character you're playing as is key. Okay? Now, granted, sadly, DPSs are probably one of the most broken characters to play as in this game. Okay? Unless you're playing Luna Snow or some shit. Now, damage output is insane. Okay? And that's why you have to understand team dynamics in this game. If you're continuously losing, you have to look at it like this. What am I doing wrong? Okay, you can't look at what's my team doing wrong? What's the individuals on my team doing wrong? You have to look at yourself first and foremost and go, what am I not doing? Am I not sticking with my team? Am I pushing too far forward? Am I not pushing at all? What's going on? Right? And then you got to look at your team. You got to look at yourself first, look at what your team's doing, and then work along with your team. Because if you don't, you're probably going to lose. Like, the only way what an individual does on the team, especially when it comes to a DPS, is if you're in a match where eliminations do matter. And that's 18 versus 18. That's not quick match. That's not comp. Unless they ended up adding a map to the point to where it's literally like 18 versus 18, except it's in comp, which, I mean, would be a good idea. That'd be kind of cool. I would love that. And then it would also bring down the stress level for a lot of players. And this is like everybody, the tanks, DPSs, strategists, it doesn't matter. Everyone's stress level would go down because you're more likely to win those if you have some like bullheaded tank, or not tank, bullheaded like DPS on your team that is just all in the, like, hey, I'm the main character. I'm going to go out here and I'm going to get like 100 eliminations. We're going to win. That's the only way you're going to win if it's a match or a game like that. Which is why this Call of Duty mentality that these people are bringing into this game is killing the game. And I'm not saying like, oh, hey, the game's like losing players or the game's just not like doing good. No, it's more of the community is losing its shit. Like, literally, people in the community are like, I'm not going to go on voice chat, or I'm not going to do this, or I'm not going to do that because of these DPSs, or because of this character, or because of that character, or because of this person, or because of that person. It's literally killing the actual camaraderie of this game because it's a team-based game. It's not a, oh, hey, I'm a main character. It's not a, I'm a, single-player game. No. Team-based game. This ain't Call of Duty, Medal of Honor, this ain't Black Ops, or any other game that's a shooter. Okay? The only other comparison that would have this would be, God, what's it called? I just had a blank on it. It gets compared to it all the time. Overwatch. There we are. My brain. But yeah, this gets compared to Overwatch because Overwatch, team-based game. This, team-based game. You're not going to succeed if you don't work as a team. And that right there is the most aggravating thing when it comes to playing this game. Is you're playing the game with people who have the whole mentality of, well, I'm the main character, I'm going to do what I want. And it's usually always DPSs because they have that damage output. They have the movesets. They have all the stuff that derives that ego out of people when it comes to playing the game. It's a sad fact. Like, usually, 9 times out of 10, one of the reasons why your team didn't do very good is because your DPSs were mainly hard focused on getting eliminations singly instead of trying to help the team wipe out the enemy team. Like, it doesn't matter if you have one DPS that's out in the back line, helping you, because that's a strategy. If you have a DPS in the back line taking out their healers, which helps one of the DPSs that's with the team to help the tank and the healers push forward continuously to help wipe the enemy team so you can keep pushing or capturing a point, that's a strategy. You need to have strategy. You can't put ego into this game and go, oh, hey, we're going to win. Oh, hey, you can't play this character because this character sucks. Any character in this game could be a good character. Doesn't matter who you're playing, okay? Doesn't matter if you're playing Johnny Storm. Doesn't matter if you're Iron Man. Any one of these DPSs could be a good DPS. It's the same thing for tanks. It's the same thing for strategists, okay? Any one character can be a good character if you get good with the understanding of how that character works and what kind of scenario they work good in. Okay? Now that takes time, unless you're a really quick learner, right? But either way, understanding the difference between brawl-style tanks, or tanks, brawl-style DPSs. I did a video on tanks, that's why my brain keeps saying tanks. But brawl style DPSs, right? Kind of like, Mr. Fantastic here. Range, support. She is more of a support style DPS than anything else because of how she works. And that's what I mean. You need to understand how these characters work. Like, he could be a support and or just straight out damage outputter. Like, the Punisher is one of my favorite DPSs to play as, other than, Elsa. Elsa, you have to be kind of smart with. Like, you have to be really smart with and how to understand her abilities. Once you play with her enough, she's a monster. Oh my god, I love playing her. But understand your character. Self-heal, right? He has a self-heal ability. He can block some shit. He can heal his allies and himself, depending on what type of abilities he uses. Just understand your character, okay? And each one of these characters, since like the new update, has changed quite a bit. So another thing, learn characters. And that's the other thing. A lot of time, you have to relearn a character or relearn what happened to them. Like, whether they have, less damage or more damage or less range or whatever be the case, right? You have to relearn characters usually after every update or nerf or buff, okay? Buffs, generally, you're just going to do better. But it comes down to understanding your role type and understanding the difference between, dive styles. Like, he's a dive style. Technically, you can count her as a dive style because she has, 2 dodge abilities. One, you can go in any direction and it heals you. Another one, you can go forward and it does damage and you can reuse it to go backwards, right? So, just understanding. And not only understanding, but building strategies with your teammates. Meaning, be in voice chat. Now, granted, if you play this game, majority of the time, lobbies are dead quiet. I mean, dead quiet. Or, or you end up in lobbies where it is someone who's extremely sexist, and this is male or female, doesn't matter. I've come across really sexist fucking women. I've come across really sexist men. Less than like anything else, in all honesty. I've come across more like people who are just asshole throwers than like people who are sexist. But I've come across sexist men and women in this game. Racists, like straight up people who hate white people, straight up people who hate black people, straight up people who just don't like anybody, right? I've come across that. So you come across some interesting dynamics in voice chat, which is why majority of the time most people aren't in voice chat. But if you're going to sit there and be the type of person and you're going to type in your game, just go on the voice comms and say, hey, we need some peels, or we need help over here, we need help over here. And then go off of mic. You don't have to stay on mic. You could easily like channel in and channel out. Right? And that's console or PC. It does not matter what you're playing on. You can channel in and then channel out. It's way easier, way quicker, and less of a hassle for the rest of your team while you are wasting time to type. Stop typing in chat while you're playing the game. It's one thing if you're like in spawn and you're not out there to like get eliminated, but even then, you're in spawn, wasting time to chat to your team and call them garbage. And or even the enemy team. Like, if you're going to talk trash to the enemy team, wait until the match is over, then talk trash. Now, granted, in my opinion, I think everyone should be able to talk trash and basically say whatever they want on the internet to whoever they want if they're going to talk trash. But at the same time, if everyone's going to be treated a specific way, everyone better be treated the same way, in my opinion. I do miss the old school Call of Duty lobbies where like you heard a lot of offhanded shit and everything, but people still played the game. Halftime, that got your team to do better. But understand role types, understand team dynamics, and build strategies with your characters and your team. Now, granted, if you're in the boat that I'm in and you play either duos or solo majority of the time, you have to build strategies of being able to work with individuals you've never worked with before. Okay? It doesn't take long to kind of like the very first match, especially if you're in a game where there's multiple matches. That first match, that's a good way to learn your teammates. Know how they play. Know if they're the kind who are kind of skittish, who don't like to push unless they're grouped up enough, right? That first match should be a good indicator on how to build your team dynamic, unless you get it straight out the gate. Which, I mean, I've had that. I've had team dynamics where my team straight out the gate, we were on it, right? Whether I'm playing tank, whether I'm playing DPS, or whether I'm playing strategist. Because like I said, I'm a flex player. In my opinion, for you to have a higher win rate, you have to be willing to be a flex player. Meaning play any role, any character that's needed. Right? Now, granted, if you have teammates on your team who are saying, hey, play this character, and you go, well, I've never played this character, so I mean, I'm probably not going to do that good. Is there anyone else that you want me to play? I can play this character, this character, this character, this character, because I played these characters, right? Don't be afraid to ask your team to switch. Just don't be a dick about it. And then at the same time, don't be afraid to sit there and tell your team if they're asking you to switch. Say, okay, what would you want me to switch to? I'm good with this character, this character, this character, this character, right? And then just switch. It's not hard, and this specifically goes towards comp, not so much towards quick match. But at the same time, if you want to win, you need to understand the times to switch. Especially if you're like a Cyclops, which I've seen this. This is so weird as a Cyclops character. You're 0 and 8. How the fuck do you do that as a Cyclops? Like, this dude is one of the most broken characters that they added to the game, and still is, technically. Like, this dude's insane. I lorded him quick as fuck. I lorded this dude, I think, quicker than any other character other than Jeff. Jeff, I like lorded in 18 hours, I think it was. But, literally, easiest character to play as, if you're 0 and 8, you should probably switch to a different type of DPS, whether it be maybe an Iron Man, right? Maybe a Magic, maybe even Iron Fist. Shoot, I remember, never played as Iron Fist, My wife wanted me to play Iron Fist so that she can get some achievements, right? I was like, oh, I'm gonna suck so bad, but I did it anyway. So it was like, well, she's trying to get achievements. We were doing achievement hunting for that day, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna play Iron Fist. I ended up kicking butt my very first time as Iron Fist. Found out I'm good with this dude. So don't be afraid to try out characters first for the first time. Try out every character. This one character, I haven't tried him out yet. I need to play Black Panther. I need to play some more Widow. I played Widow a little bit before they did the new update on her. Played Blade like once or twice. Need to try out Blade. Need to try out Daredevil. I'm one of those people who believe that you should try out every character in this game. Because you never know if you're actually going to be really good with that character or not. And stop going off of people's tier list on, oh, this DPS is better than this DPS or this... Blah, 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 blah. Every character can be a good character. It just depends on how good you are as an individual with that character. You can't sit there and see like a group of people and go, oh, hey, well, 10 of us say this is the best DPS in the game. There might be another 10 people who say the other another DPS is the best DPS in the game. That's individual opinion, which, I mean, matters, but at the same time, does not matter. That's why it's like, derive your own opinion of characters and play the games, and don't go off people's dumbass tier lists on this is the best character. The only time that really matters is when it's a new character, because you know the new character is going to be broken in some way. Every new character that comes out is broken in some way, usually. I mean, I'm one of those people. Devil Dino was not that broken. He was bad, but mainly because no one knew how to take him out. Because, like, you can land headshots on that dude. It's not hard to land headshots on him. It's not going to do as much damage as you were hoping. But, depending on it, depending on where you're hitting or what you're doing, like Devil Dino, I found out early on, while not playing Devil Dino, that his weakness is brawlers. You can play a Black Panther, a Wolverine, or an Iron Fist and start hitting him in his haunches, his legs, right? Go to his sides, where he can't do his little tail swipe. He can't sit there and, like, chomp you. You go from his sides. Boom. Strategy. Play against a character. Practice what works and practice what doesn't. And just learn the difference. That's how it works with characters. Especially tanks. Right? Learn what their weakness is. Doctor Strange. His weakness is brawlers. Do you know how you get his shield gone quicker than crap? You send a Black Panther, a Black Cat, anyone who does brawler-style damage to attack his shield. His shield will get wiped out quicker than shit. Play the game, build strategies, and understand characters. And that goes with everybody, because every character has a weakness. Every character has a character on the opposite side, meaning, like, there's DPSs that have, like, other, like, DPSs and or vanguards or strategists who they're weak against. Okay? That's every role type. That's every character. They all have a character that, like, counteracts them. That's how this game works. And that's why being a flex player or willing to switch off of specific characters to other characters, whether you're staying at DPS or switching roles, does not matter. Comes down to understanding what works better against who. Okay? Such as, if you have an enemy team that has majority brawlers, you're not going to want to play a Doctor Strange. You're probably going to want to play a Devil Dino, which, I mean, like, I know, I was just saying Devil Dino's weakness is his haunches and his brawlers, but his shield that he has, you have to come in close. If his shield's activated and you're in there, you get slowed the fuck down. Big time. So, build strategies around other characters. Okay? Build your team around what will coincide or counteract your enemy team. Case in point, teamwork. And this coincides with stupid tanks who ain't doing their job. I'm a tank main. At least I was forced to be. But tanks who aren't doing their job. Okay? If you are a dive tank and you're the only tank on your team, you should not be leaving your team high and dry to push forward as healers and DPSs and expect to win. And then also expect your team to like you at the end of that match when you're in the back line diving and dying over and over and over again and you ain't pushing. If you aren't going to switch off of a dive tank, you better learn strategies as a dive tank to sit there and act as a main. And you can. There are strategies on how to do it. That also comes down to who you have as healers and who you have as DPSs. Because your team matters. Your team dynamic matters. Like, this isn't an individual game. It's not about individuals in this game. It's about teamwork. Teamwork. Like, I could say teamwork a billion times. And for some people, like, and this goes inside, this go with everybody. It literally goes for everybody. DPSs, tanks, and healers. If you are in the mindset of, I'm the main character, I'm going to do what I want, I'm not going to heal you because you piss me off, I'm not going to tank for you because you piss me off, I'm not going to damage output for you because you piss me off. Don't play this game. Do not play this game. In my opinion, what NetEase needs to do to help fix a lot of the issues that like people like me are having with like people throwing matches and everything else is more severe punishments. In my opinion, they're the only severe punishment that they actually have a choice to do, and this is for cheaters, throwers, and people who are being like extremely sexist and racist, right? Is permabans. Is permabans. Now, if they don't want to permaban someone for being racist or sexist, which, I mean, in my opinion, you shouldn't be permabanned for words. I don't give a shit what word someone says to you. I don't care. You should not be permabanned for words. Now, for actions is a different story. If you're throwing the game, whether you're in quick match or in comp, you should be permabanned. In my opinion, there should be a strike system still. There should be like 1 strike, several months, or a month. 2 strikes, half a year. 3 strikes, you're done. 3rd strike, you're done. You ain't playing it ever again on whatever console or PC or whatever. And then if you get caught with like a alt account, but it's you, such as like, let's say like some famous streamer gets caught doing something stupid, like Call of Duty, right? We'll use Call of Duty example, right? If you are a main streamer and you get caught cheating and then you start streaming again, but you're on an alt account, it should be instant perma banned. And at that point in time, NetEase should now be suing you for liability issues because you're costing them money because people are leaving the game. Now, granted, free to play game, but what they make their money off of is their battle pass, their skins that they release, their events that they do. All that stuff makes them money. And if they're losing a player base because of some bad actors that they're not going to do anything about, that's loss of money. That can get people sued. Much like how when throwers and cheaters were going in and looking for specific streamers and pro players and all that to deliberately throw their comp matches. If they're willing to sue those people because these whiny boo-hoo crybabies, which I mean, like, it's justifiable to be irritated and pissed off that someone's throwing your matches on purpose, especially comp matches. But my issue is if they're going to take the severity of that and put that for only strictly streamers and their pro players, they're going to kill this game quicker than anything else because their common player base is what keeps this game going because it's their common player base that puts the money into this game. Their pro players don't put no money into this game. They do not. Not a single pro player buys their skins. They are given their skins. They do not spend a dime on this fucking game. Okay? They make money off this game. Pro players and all of that, like streamers, they make money off of this game. They don't put money into this game. People like me and you do. We buy the skins. We buy the battle passes. We get all the stuff. We use our money to further their finances. Meaning, everyone's opinion should matter, but if you're going to do a specific thing for a specific group of people, it should be done for everybody. And if not, you're going to expect it to not last very much longer. And this game has massive amounts of potential to be around for a very long time. Because this is a Marvel IP. There's, thousands of Marvel characters that exist in Marvel universe that like they can use as references and people to play as in this game, meaning there's years worth, at least 10 years worth of gameplay that can be put into this game. That's constant amount of money, skin releases, events, all that kind of stuff. Like literally, if they do not understand and grasp the concept of, guess what we should focus on? Getting rid of cheaters, get rid of throwers, let people play the game. Like literally, Clouded Rio got voice chat banned and actually banned from playing the game on his main account because his whole team attacked him after the match. And I mean, they verbally were attacking him. He said some words. I don't know exactly what he said, but he said some words, and then he got banned from playing the game. How is that fair? Now, granted, I don't know if the other that happened to the other people could have. It better have, in my opinion. But if it didn't, that is the issue that a lot of common players are having. Is you say one thing against some stupid tranny or some stupid lesbian or some stupid gay person or like some stupid liberal or anything, these people are going to sit there, report you, and then complain, and then they're because they don't want to get in trouble, they're like, oh, we're just going to ban this person. That's not fair. Like if I get banned for saying gay or retarded on voice chat in the game, well, the motherfucker who's like instigating all this shit should also get banned. The instigator should get banned too. It shouldn't be a one-way ban, right? But that lies the issue. So hopefully, that's one thing they fix. But still, when it comes to it, strategy is everything about this game. And if you're a DPS player who refuses to switch, do note that you're probably a big part of the reason why your team keeps losing. Especially if you're a DPS who's not a good DPS, okay? And it doesn't, and once again, you can be the best DPS on your team. If you aren't helping your team push with, you doing your damage output and the healers doing their healing output, you have handicapped your team. It does not matter if you are the MVP or the SVP of your team. If you are not helping your team, the team win or loss does not matter. Now, granted, win, yes, matters more. But in my opinion, when it comes to team, it does not matter. You've now shown those people that you don't care about helping the team. You care about your own individuality, not the team. Okay? So, that's it for the video. Sorry for the rant. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. Make sure you guys go check out w.gg and use my code TacticalGame90. Link and all that is in the comment section down below. Pin comment. Hopefully that helps. I'm probably pissed off a lot of DPS players, a lot of tank players, and healers. I don't care. I really don't, because I flex play. I play every fucking role, and it is maddening to be on teams with people who refuse to switch or refuse to flex play or who do not care about the team dynamic. Okay? If you don't care about the team dynamic, get off the game and play a single player game. But hopefully everyone has a good one. Later, guys.